Alright, so here's another form review video of my deadlift. This is the 11th and the 12th, or the 11th and the 13th of November 2013. This is these 2 days of kind of practice deadlifts before the 500-pound rep challenge, Omar Isuf's rep challenge that I did on the 14th. And what I'm doing is I'm just working on skill. I'm just kind of making sure I get my form down. And as you can see, I'm wearing some Vibrams. I usually do my deadlifts barefoot or in socks. And I'm getting a side angle view with 225, and you can see how I keep a curve in my back. That's probably one of the best things about what I'm doing here in this position. From this angle, you can see how I retract my shoulder blades, pull my lats, and then you really use my hips to drive my chest up. Overall, my form's pretty good. And here's 315, I think. Let me double check. Yep, that's 315. I'm just making sure that I'm getting good bar speed. And I think this day I wasn't feeling as good as I should, because the bar felt like it was moving kind of slow. I just didn't feel like I was in the best position, and I don't know exactly what it was, because if you look, the bar is traveling pretty good. I mean, the angle doesn't really see it, but I'm pretty much dragging the bar close against my legs. And I mean, I don't know if I can get any close. I guess I can get it closer. I just think my approach probably needs a change. And you can see my lats get a little bit tired because my shoulders get rounded. This is the 13th of the day before, and I'm wearing a belt to make sure I preserve my spinal erectors and give myself a little bit of a break. And I feel like I'm a lot faster here because I'm a little bit fresh, because I took took the 12th off from working out. So I worked out the 11th, took a day off to rest on the 12th, and I worked out again on the 13th. Just some light movement work. And I don't know if you can tell from the previous videos or the previous segment, I'm moving a lot faster. And I'm also trying my best to throw my shoulders behind my body, or behind the bar. I mean, one of the things you want to do when you get a deadlift is, it's not so much a pull as it's more of a push. You're grabbing the bar and you're holding as tight as you can, and really what you're doing is you're driving your body back and pushing your legs into the ground, and the bar happens to go up with you. The other thing too is making sure that the bar is right on your midfoot. See my midfoot? It's basically, the bar is as close to my shins as I possibly can get it. And you can see how I set up before I deadlift. I essentially give myself a moment, and then I dig my knees forward, and then I arch my back, and then what I do is I throw my chest up, and what that does is it allows me to really activate my hamstrings and get a good spring effect. The one thing I do know that I'm not doing so well in this particular deadlift is that I'm not pushing my chest up high enough. I'm not squeezing it up. And one of the things that I learned from starting strength that I forgot about, actually, was really learning how to squeeze your chest up and really arch your back really hard. Because if you arch your back as hard as you can, that will allow your hamstrings to fully engage. So here I'm moving a little bit faster. I'm just putting a little more focus on the speed. And here's the last angle. The one thing that's kind of, I guess, how do you say, it's a little deceiving, is that the bar path changes, or my position changes a lot when the weight gets into the 400s or the 450s. Because at 500 pounds, which is pretty much near my max, which is almost my max, is that my shoulders round quite a bit more. I get a lot more scapular protraction. And what that does, in some instances it helps, because what that does, it makes it so that the bar doesn't have to travel as far. So I get a little bit shorter distance to travel. But it makes lockout a little bit hard. If you see my next video on my channel, you can see that I do the 500-pound rep challenge, the full video, not the one that I submitted, but the full video, full workout video. You can see that on that 4th rep, I fail to lock out. And that's kind of what happens when you do too much of a rounded back, is that it typically makes a lockout more difficult, but makes it coming off the ground a little bit easier.